Alright, so here are my picks for week 3 of the 2012 NFL season. It made my head hurt a little bit looking at these matchups. I don't feel entirely confident in my picks, but uh, had to pick them, right? So this could be the week where I fall from grace, where I go from like 6th to 12th, 15th, I don't know, something. So first one, New York Giants, sorry, and Carolina. This one I feel weird about because you got Cam Newton, who is like an X factor. You don't know if he's going to be the decisive point of a game or not. He's electric. But I feel like the Jets, yeah, Eli Manning's captain comeback at this point, and they are a pretty decent team when they're on their game. So I picked the Giants. Did I say the Jets? That's the second time. I don't know. I picked the Giants. Um, Chicago and St. Louis. After the Chicago debacle last Thursday, and then St. Louis actually winning over the weekend. Excuse me. Sneeze, come on. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm like, St. Louis better than I rate them, than most of us rate them, but no, I'm gonna give Chicago the nod here. I'm gonna say that what happened on Thursday was just FUBAR, Murphy's Law. I feel like Chicago should come out on top against St. Louis. Keyword should. Oh God, they were a nightmare. Buffalo and Cleveland. Uh, this pick really is more about me just taking a risk, and so I'm picking Cleveland to actually get a victory here, but it's not for the greatest of reasons. Buffalo showed they can score last weekend in week 2, but you know what? Why not go with the risky pick and say Cleveland's gonna pull it off somehow? Buffalo's gonna revert to week 1 status, and Cleveland's gonna come together a little bit. Dallas and Tampa. Given the nod to Dallas, I just feel like they have a lot to prove after losing to Seattle, which wasn't a terrible team to lose to, honestly. But I just maybe they want to redeem themselves, and Tampa's right for the taking. Detroit and Tennessee. I'm picking Detroit. You can tell there's a little bit of a pattern here with me in Detroit. I just think they're a better team, probably, than Tennessee. Especially with, what was it, Chris Johnson? Yeah, CJ, struggling. What did he have? He had 21 yards on 19 rushes this weekend? Jeez, bad, bad, bad. Yeah. And then, Locker is not quite your franchise quarterback yet. Anyway, where are we at? Indy and Jacksonville. This one's a bit of a toss-up. But I went with Indy because they get the win. Maybe I'm just looking to the past here a little bit, and I'm saying to myself, well, Peyton Manning had 3 victories in his rookie season, so maybe Luck has 3, 4 this season, and this is one of them. He gets 2 victories in a row. He's gonna feel like, yeah, winning streak. So I'm going Indy against Jacksonville. I'm going Indy over Jacksonville rather. There's my proper English. New York Jets and Miami was a little bit harder, but I'm giving the nod to Miami because I feel like it's a divisional game, and pretty much all bets are off in divisional games. That's just across the board in sports. It's just how it seems to be, and Jets have been up and down, and you have no telling what Mark Sanchez are getting from week to week, whereas Miami. I'm gonna give the nod that they're gonna want this. They're potentially better than we give them credit for, and I think they have a bit of an us against the world mentality after Hard Knocks. To be honest, San Francisco and Minnesota. San Francisco, they're brutal right now, and Minnesota's not a terrible team by any means, but San Francisco is just complete at this point. What I got? New Orleans, Kansas City. This one was a bit tougher too. Because like I said in my reaction video for week 2, Kansas City, I just feel like, they're a work in progress, but I think they're better than we give them credit for. And New Orleans was a mess last weekend. Drew Brees was brutal at times. I just feel like though New Orleans will get it done. Washington and Cincinnati. I think Washington's obviously better than they played in week 2. just look at week 1, let's say. So I think they'll come out on top of Cincinnati, and Cincinnati actually not terrible. Philly and Arizona, a bit harder of a pick for me, definitely, because Arizona getting the upset over New England, and then Philly's kind of like, But I'm just thinking that Philly comes out. I don't have a good answer for you there. Sorry. San Diego versus Atlanta. This one's a bit hard, but I go Atlanta. I just feel like, yeah, Atlanta's showing some stuff this year, and San Diego, every year we all overrate them, and just too high of expectations. So, for my sake, I hope Atlanta comes out on top. Houston and Denver. I know, yeah, I picked Denver. A lot of people probably want to throw icy cold water on me for that to wake me the fuck up. But after Peyton Manning's game last weekend, that was really only the first quarter. I feel like he's gonna want to come back. The entire team's gonna want to come back and show something. So it's a bit of a risk here because Houston's a favorite to go to the Super Bowl. So I'm going Denver. Pittsburgh and Oakland. Pittsburgh. Baltimore and New England. This one was harder, but I go New England because they are New England. But damn, I will not be surprised if Baltimore wins. Green Bay and Seattle. Yeah, this one's a bit questionable. I'm going Seattle. Not because of my usual Pete Carroll thing. I'm actually going for the Russell Wilson factor, and that Seattle showed us a bit last weekend. Though that being said, if Green Bay wins, will not be shocked. I'm just going to be ashamed I lost those points for the Pick'em Challenge. Tiebreakers: Green Bay 35, Green Bay 34, and Seattle 35. Because I do think it will be close if Seattle pulls it off. And New England 56 and Baltimore 28. Because I could actually see Flacco being shut down somehow, some way, and Brady doing his thing. Tiebreaker number 2. Who'll score the most points at Frisco? I did that again. This isn't a geography class. San Francisco. Sorry. Who will score the fewest points this week? I just went Buffalo because if they play like week 1, then yeah. Alright, that is my pick'em video. How long is it? Oh, 7.5 minutes. That's a bit better. Okay, comment, rate, subscribe. I'll probably do a news video tomorrow. I looked really excited when I said comment, rate, and subscribe. I feel like I'm begging you for attention. But, yeah, it's a motivational factor when I get comments and thumbs up and subscriptions. Speaking of comments and actually thumbs down, I got my first negative thumb. I got a thumb down and not too negative of a comment. I got a debatable thing. Oh, that's right. They thought they were actually the moral gods. Anyway, there goes my keys. Not angry. I accidentally hit them. That's a badge of honor that I actually stirred some sort of controversy and got my negative thoughts. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, thank you, person who I'm not going to name. I'm not going to go look at that comment to find your name. It's not really worth my time, but that was just a badge of honor. It made me feel great. On my last news video, it just motivates me. So, all right, have a nice night. It is 1:20 a.m. in California. Bye.